was the man of Vitruvius of Leonardo da Vinci? He was Ixion, the king of Thessaly of ancient Greece. And you'll see images of him. The purpose of the publication is to bring back the old knowledge. We have made the latest models and we have forgotten the archetypes. Leonardo da Vinci is good, his design is good, but it was not original. The result? Everyone knows him and his own copy, the man of Vitruvius, and not the Greek mythology that among many others gave birth to the myth of King Ixion. Who does the truth scare and why? And why do they try to hide the genius from us and offer us to know the copies? They do not want us to know who ancestors of humankind were, what influence they had on other people, what mental abilities and what imagination in covering what they knew from the beginning, that they would fight so that they could survive and come to us codified. Probably, and one can say that so far they have done quite well. So let's use the only tool we have in our hands to discover the truth. Many know the man of Vitruvius, but they do not know the king of Thessaly, Ixion. And we see him in a black and white vase copy, showing him surrounded, he's stretched on a wheel and surrounded by angels. Now, who was Ixion, the king of Thessaly? In Greek mythology, Ixion, or Ixionas, was one of the Lapithus, king of Thessaly, probably based in Iolkos, the son of Phlagius. His son was Pirithous. He married Zeus's daughter of Dionysus, or Dionas, son of Ilios, king of Phocis, and he promised his father-in-law a valuable gift, but he broke his promise. In retaliation, Dionysus stole some of Ixion's horses. The latter hid his anger and invited his father-in-law to a festive dinner in Larissa. As soon as Dionysus arrived, Ixion killed him, pushing him into the fire. With this horrible act, Ixionas violated the sanctity law of hospitality for the Greeks, whose patron was Zeus. Now, neighboring lords, offended, refused to offer him asylum or perform rituals that would allow him to be cleared of his guilt. And since then, King Ixion was outlawed. He lived as a waste and was avoided by everyone. By killing his father-in-law, he became the first person in Greek mythology to kill a relative. The punishment that followed was terrible. Once Ixion, in order to escape from his persecutors, took refuge in a temple of Zeus, he took pity on Ixion for the situation and brought him to Olympus with him. Mount Olympus, the gods, the Olympian gods of the ancient Greeks. So Ixion, from one moment to the next, was among the 12 gods of Olympus. He received immortality by eating their divine food, ambrosia, and drinking nectar, and lived among them. And he soon began to desire Hera, the queen of the other gods and the protector of marriage. At first, Hera tried to repel him discreetly, but soon the aspirations of Ixion became apparent to the other gods, and even to Zeus. For this reason, he called to him a nymph of heaven, Nephele, and gave her the form of Hera. So Ixion, falling into this delusion, united with Nephele, and from this union the first centaur was born. However, Zeus, outraged by the filth and disrespect shown to him by Ixion, imposed a terrible eternal torment on him, since he too could not die after he had become immortal by joining the gods of Olympus. Ixion was struck by lightning and expelled from Olympus. Zeus ordered Hermes to tie Ixion to a wheel, and thus bound Ixion wanders eternally in Tartarus. The instrument of Ixion's punishment, the wheel, is rarely described. According to the commentator on the Phoenicians of Euripides, the wheel consisted of flaming rays. Apollonius of Rhodes states that Ixion was held in the wheel by bronze shackles, while according to Virgil, by snakes. Also again, according to Virgil, the wheel with Ixion was chased by 2 snakes, in relation to perhaps the first crime as a punishment for the harassment of Hera was the perpetual moving wheel. And this is from Greek mythology, Greek Hellenism now, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article. So that's the story of King Ixionus of Thessaly and his inhospitality and what he did to his father-in-law, and even wanting to have very intimate relations with one of the gods of Olympus, Hera. Obviously, this man was not good. Anyway, so he was the model for the Man of Vitruvius by Leonardo da Vinci. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Thank you. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.